Welcome back everybody, I hope you're having a great day today. In today's episode, I've got a whole bunch of concerning stories that are also going to be really entertaining, and I hope you're excited. Before we do start the episode, if you could like the video and subscribe if you want to, that would be amazing. And let's get into story number 1. Am I the a-hole for suing my brother over a family heirloom that he gave to his fiancée? I come from a family where heirlooms mean a lot. Our grandmother left us an antique diamond necklace that's been passed down for generations to the first daughter in the family. Since I'm the only daughter of this generation, it was supposed to come to me. My brother claimed that grandma told him in private that it should go to him because he's the most responsible. I didn't want to cause drama, so I let it go even though it felt unfair. Last week I saw on social media that my brother gave the necklace to his fiancée as an engagement gift. She posted a picture wearing it with the caption, "Feeling like royalty with my new family heirloom." I confronted my brother and I reminded him the necklace was meant to stay in the family. He said, "She is family now, don't be petty." When I asked for it back, he refused, saying that it would ruin their engagement. I decided to take legal action to get the necklace back. Now my brother's furious and calling me selfish. My parents think I'm overreacting, but some extended family members are on my side, saying that he never had the right to give it away. His fiancée even messaged me calling me a jealous drama queen and telling me to find my own man to buy me jewelry. He didn't buy you the jewelry. He stole the jewelry. Oh, the audacity. The whole thing's caused a family feud. And now my brother and his fiancée are threatening to uninvite me from the wedding. Am I the a-hole for taking this to court over a necklace that was supposed to be mine? Yeah, like the top comment says, not the a-hole, but also her man didn't even buy it. He stole it. Don't respond to her while you're suing, but when it's over and you get it back, then you can make it clear that her loser man did not buy anything for her and stole it. Take him to court. There is an update to this story here, which is so good. I love when stories have updates. Update. Am I the a-hole for suing my brother over a family heirloom he gave to his fiancée? Wow, I wasn't expecting this much attention on my post. Thank you to everybody who shared their thoughts and advice. I wanted to give an update because things have escalated and there's some new context. First of all, I talked to my parents about the situation. It turns out that my brother didn't just take the necklace. He convinced my dad that grandma told him it was meant for him because she thought that a man would be more responsible. My dad, trying to avoid conflict, handed it over without asking questions. So no, my dad didn't intentionally give it to him. It was manipulation. I also reached out to other family members who remember grandma's wishes that the necklace was supposed to go to the first daughter. They're willing to back me up if this does go to court. My dad has also agreed to speak on my behalf in court, clarifying that he never meant to give the necklace away permanently. As for the legal side, I've consulted with my lawyer, who thinks I do have a case. Since there's no will, it all comes down to proving that the necklace was meant to stay in the maternal line. It's tricky, but I feel more confident now knowing that I've got some family members on my side. My brother and his fiancée, however, have doubled down. They've accused me of being jealous. What? And his fiancée posted another passive-aggressive picture on social media wearing the necklace, captioning it, "Some things just find their rightful home." It's honestly infuriating. At this point, I'm committed to fighting for the necklace, even if it causes more tension in the family. I'll keep you updated if there are any major developments. Yeah, I'm sort of struggling to understand how OP does have a case here though. Like, I'm not a lawyer and I definitely don't even need to say that. But yeah, do you have a case? Are you going to be able to get it back? I don't know how that sort of stuff works. Like you even said, OP, there's no will. This comment says, "Fight. This is theft and it rightfully belongs to you." Yeah, for sure. I just hope that OP can prove that. But ask yourself, how come all of you bend to your brother's will? Have things like this happened before? And OP said, yeah, things like this have happened before, and it's always been my brother getting his way. It's frustrating, but I'm not letting it slide this time. The comment below that one says, "Your brother is a manipulative piece of crap. Your parents should tell him that he'll be written out of their will if he doesn't return the necklace back to you. Save you going to court. If not, go to court and then go no contact with him after. He's not your brother, he's a snake. And go low to no contact with anybody in your family who sides with him. For social media, you can just post if you need to respond and say that it's an ongoing legal matter and it'll be discussed in court. Everybody will know what's up then." And the comment below that one says, "Especially as it is the father's problem to fix. He disrespected his mum and maternal line by doing this. I can't believe that he's still so nonchalant about this, knowing that his son lied, leaving it up to OP to sort out. He messed up and he should fix it." Yeah, what a frustrating situation. I can't believe the fiancé though, like posting it on social media and saying, "Feeling like royalty with my new family heirloom," and where it said calling me a jealous drama queen and telling me to find my own man to buy me jewelry, and then doubling down calling OP jealous and posting another passive-aggressive picture on social media that said, "Some things just find their rightful home." And most of the comments I'm seeing are saying the dad needs to fix it, that OP probably isn't going to get anywhere legally in court, and that the dad really needs to sort it out. This comment says, "Sorry, I still think this isn't going to go the way that you think it is. All I see here is hearsay. It doesn't matter what the other family members have said they heard. That doesn't amount to anything legally. family? And do you honestly think that your father's going to testify against his son and say that he manipulated him by saying his son said that when the son says that he never said that? You're stuck with a he said, and that the father willingly gave the necklace to the firstborn. You might want to prepare yourself for an unwanted outcome, because I don't see you winning this, and the only person or persons that are going to get anything out of this will be the lawyer that you're paying for this waste of time. And yeah, there are lots of very similar comments. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my dream wedding dress because my sister can't afford it? My younger sister Megan recently got engaged. I'm thrilled for her and her fiance, but she dropped a massive bombshell at dinner last week, and now our family's split. For context, I've been engaged for 2 years and I'm finally having my dream wedding after this spring, at the beginning of summer. Megan got engaged 3 months ago, but decided she wanted to get married before me because summer is the perfect season. Fine, whatever. I wasn't thrilled, but I figured it was her choice. The issue started when Megan saw my wedding dress during a fitting. It's a gorgeous designer gown that I saved up for 2 years to buy. Megan immediately started crying and said that it was her dream dress and asked if I'd let her wear it first. I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. I told her no because it's my wedding dress and she could find something similar. She blew up accusing me of being selfish and said that she couldn't afford a dress anywhere near that nice. She makes less money than me and has a tight wedding budget. She told me that it's unfair I get to have everything perfect while she has to settle. She even got my parents involved, and now they're pressuring me to be a good sister and let her borrow the dress. My fiance's on my side saying that Megan is being entitled, but my parents are calling me heartless. Megan said that she'll never forgive me if I ruin her wedding dreams. Whoa, okay. She's even threatening not to invite me to her wedding unless I reconsider. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my sister wear my wedding dress before me? Or is my family crazy? This comment says that's a very unreasonable and entitled request, and your parents are crap for enabling her, not the a-hole. The comment below that says, I'm guessing that she's entitled because the parents have always enabled her. Typical golden child crap. The one below that one says, not the a-hole, this is ridiculous. It's your dress. Tell her to postpone her wedding and save for 2 years like you did, and keep her away from that dress at all costs. It sounds like you might be better off without her in your life. Yeah, the audacity of Megan to say that she'll never forgive OP if OP ruins her wedding dreams. Like what? Because OP's not going to let you wear their wedding dress? And also, OP even said it's a gorgeous designer gown that I saved up for over 2 years to buy. Like, it's not unfair, Megan. OP saved up for over 2 years to buy the dress. Yeah, like this comment says, oh my god, you poor thing, not the a-hole. It's not your job to provide her with her dream wedding dress, one that's from your savings because she can't afford one. Yeah, it's not your job to provide her with her dream wedding dress. No, Megan sounds super entitled. None of this is your responsibility. Okay, now we're moving on to post number 3. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my cousin the money that I've been saving for my lifelong dream? I, 20 female, have been saving for a study abroad program since I was 18. It's not just a trip, it's been my dream for years to travel, learn and grow outside of my hometown. I've worked endless shifts and skipped vacations and sacrificed so much to finally have enough money to make it happen. I've been counting down the days. And to my cousin, 23 female. She's recently pregnant and struggling financially. Last week she came to me asking for money to help with baby expenses. Not a small amount either, pretty much everything I've saved up. She called it a family emergency and said it's my duty to help because according to her, my dream trip is just a luxury compared to her needs. And when I said no, she flipped out. She accused me of being selfish and heartless and not caring about her or her baby. She told me that I can just save up again. Like 2 years of hard work can magically be redone overnight. Then her mum, my aunt, chimed in, saying that I'm a terrible family member and that I'll regret this when I'm older. My cousin even told the rest of the family, and now everybody's texting me, saying that I'm prioritizing a vacation over her child's future. I've worked so hard for this and I don't feel like it's fair to give it all up just because she didn't plan her life better, but the guilt trips are getting to me and now I'm questioning myself. Am I being selfish because I want to protect something that I've worked years to achieve? Am I the a-hole? The top comment says not the a-hole and you should respond to the other family members. Then you give her the money. Your wall can chip in and you'll probably have more than what I've got saved. You are not obligated to pay for her baby. The baby's father is, so perhaps they need to go that route. The second top comment says not the a-hole. Somebody else's poor decisions and planning are not your responsibility. If she can't afford a baby, she shouldn't have one. And she also has her mother to help her. Enjoy your travel. The comment below that one says make her a GoFundMe. Donate $10 and then be sure to send it to all of the relatives. Include everybody in the thread so they can each see what the other one is giving. And make sure the bratty cousin and the baby daddy are included. I don't know if the site allows this, but it would be awesome if it shows the name she sent to and how much they gave, or at least the list of people that did give. Edit to add not the a-hole. Okay, now we're moving on to post number 4. Am I the a-hole a-hole for refusing to babysit for my siblings anymore, and telling my family they can't use me as free childcare and treat me like crap for being an unwanted pregnancy. I, 16 male, have 4 older siblings who are 11 plus years older than me. My parents were finished at 4 kids. My dad got a vasectomy, and then 6 years after, my mum found out that she was expecting me. She was 13 weeks when they found out, and I was always told that if she'd been earlier, she would have aborted me. My siblings hated that our parents had another kid. They're all close enough, but with me, I feel like a stranger. And it's not just my age gap. They used to call me mum and dad's mistake, and mum and dad's oops, and stuff like that. They'd come home for Christmas and ignore me or make comments about me. They'd buy gifts for each other and nothing for me. My parents also treated me like a burden. When I was younger, they'd call me whiny and ask me why I couldn't read my own bedtime stories or why I wanted to sit with them. If I asked them for a hug, they'd make it seem like such a big deal, and they'd say they just wanted me to go away and be quiet in my room. When I had a bad day, they were too busy to hear me out. Most times they'd eat without me too, and sometimes I'd come home and some or all of our siblings would be visiting, and they'd have family dinners without me. Oh, the family dinners they had in restaurants and stuff never included me either. And once my siblings started having kids, I was the default babysitter. If we all vacationed together, I was only brought along to watch kids. Sometimes I was left in the hotel room or the place that we were staying alone, and they'd go have family time. My siblings would just drop off their kids other times at home and tell me to babysit, and my parents would give them the okay. I was never even asked if I wanted to. I know people are going to ask if I'm not the biological kid of one of my parents, but I'm both their biological kid. 100% confirmed. It's just I came along when they were done, and they resent me for it, and my siblings never wanted me. I tried speaking to my parents and my siblings about how I felt, but I'm brushed aside. I never tried writing a letter, but it won't make a difference, and I'm not pouring my heart out like that to have them not read the letter or to toss it in the trash or something. I got so tired of it recently. I've been spending more time at my girlfriend's house and I hang out with her family more. I started to stay there whenever I feel like they might need me for babysitting, and I have refused when told I needed to. On Saturday, they wanted to have a family night and brought the kids over, but I wasn't home. Mum called and told me that I need to come home and babysit. I told her to let everybody know they can't use me as free childcare, and they can't treat me like crap for being an unwanted pregnancy anymore. I said I didn't have any say in it, and I'm not letting them do this to me anymore. Their reaction wasn't pretty, but I have stood my ground, which pisses them all off. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole, and when you turn 18, cut them off. Toxic family is worse than a toxic friend. The comment above that says, good on you for telling them no. Stick with it, not the a-hole. If they rock up to drop the kids off, walk out. This comment says, not the a-hole. Your family's treated you horribly, and they're not entitled to your time or effort, especially when they've made it clear that they don't value or respect you. You're absolutely right to stand up for yourself. Good for you for setting boundaries and finding support with your girlfriend's family. Yeah, how awful. And also, like this one says, get a part-time job and save every paycheck and move out the day that you graduate from high school. Then go no contact with all of them. It's not your fault that you were born, and your family's treatment of you is disgusting. Okay, now we're moving on to post number 5. Am I the a-hole for not giving free legal services as a lawyer to my relatives because they've always treated me as the black sheep? Hi Reddit, my family is currently upset with me and I don't think I'm in the wrong. I grew up in a crappy town in Florida. No one in my family ever went to college. The general mindset in my family is to live life in the moment. Everybody's pretty outgoing. My parents are part of Mardi Gras crews. My siblings all played sports. They're generally a fun bunch, but I never really fit in. As a kid, I liked to read and I focused really hard on school. I hated going outside and I especially hate the heat. I played chess and I was on the debate team. My family all kind of gave me crap for this. They never really made an effort to do things that I enjoy, but my parents loved to go to my siblings' sports games. They would not come to my debates. It was the same for all of my cousins and other extended family. As I got older, I focused on my education and my career. I have drifted apart from my family. They only call me when they want something at this point. I'm now happily married and I have my own practice as a family law attorney. My husband is a judge in the neighboring county. Over the last couple of years, I've had several extended relatives reach out to me for legal help or questions. I always brush them off and tell them that I'm too busy. I don't feel obligated to help because once again, they only reach out to me because they want something from me. Recently though, my sister lost custody of her kids to her ex-husband. Apparently her lawyer was not so great, so now she only has every other weekend. My sister has a messy past that got dragged into court. My older sister called me begging me to represent her for free and to help her get her kids back. I was honest with her. I don't even know her kids, and I don't really care if she has them or not. I pointed out that she hasn't called me in years, and yet she's asking me to do her a massive favor for free. I told her no. My mother called me to shame me for not helping my sister and for not helping any of my other relatives when they asked. I asked her when was the last time any of them called me, even just to see how I'm doing. I pointed out that my cousin is a landscaper. He could have offered to do yard work for me in exchange for legal services, but instead he just called me asking for free help. My sister could have offered something. or at least ask to pay me back later, but instead she expects free work, which isn't even free, seeing as I've got an office to pay for and paralegals to pay and bills to pay. I kinda went off on her and she ended up hanging up the phone on me. Am I the a-hole? This comment says, I'm not familiar with that element of law, but I can refer you to somebody. Not the a-hole. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. They want to take advantage of you. Good on you for putting a stop to it. And the top comment says, your family only calls you when they need a lawyer, but they expect you to be their free legal superhero. It sounds like they're trying to draft you into the family law league without any membership dues. Yeah, very much a not the a-hole consensus here. This comment says, not the a-hole. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean that you owe your services for free, especially when they're treating you like an emergency contact rather than a family member. Stick to your boundaries. They're important for your mental peace. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now we're moving on to story number 6. This one's on Today I Messed Up. Today I messed up by calling a customer a naughty word. This customer called the store and was so aggressive. He was essentially demanding to know why he hadn't received his online order, despite him paying for Express Post on Friday. I kept on trying to tell him how it works, but he kept on saying, but I paid for f***ing Express Post. I paid extra for that, so there are no reasons why I shouldn't have received it by now. This guy didn't have a clue. I tried explaining to him the multiple factors involved, like how he placed his order at 4 p.m. on Friday, so it missed the Friday collection, how Express Post is not a next day guarantee, it's not even a next business day guarantee, it's a 1 to 2 business day guarantee, and how I'm not the courier, so I can't guarantee what day it's gonna arrive. No matter what though, he just didn't understand. He got continually more aggressive, but I kept my cool. When he realized that he wasn't gonna get what he wanted from me though, he finished by saying, whatever then, I'll just have to wait. And then I gave my usual sign off of anything else, just call back, bye, and then I hung up. I like to vent after getting awful phone calls like this one. Usually just a what a dumbass or a me sort of thing. Okay, this has to be Australian. I make sure to do that after I hang up. I normally hang up by just placing the handset on the receiver, but this time I pushed the receiver button down with my finger. After doing so, I said very loudly, that was my vent after dealing with that customer. However, despite my finger being firmly on the button, I noticed the phone screen still said talking, with the timing continuing. Oh, I panicked and I put the phone back down, hoping he didn't hear me, but then it immediately called back. I rejected the call and I checked the log to see if it was the same person. It was. He heard me and he was calling back. Then he called again, so I rejected it again and I told everybody don't answer the phone for this number. About 5 minutes after, I get another call, but from a different number. So I pick it up and same guy again. He realized that I was ignoring calls that came from his number, so he called me back on a different one. He said, did you just call me a And instead of denying it or apologizing, I just said, yeah, because you were one. I won't bore you with the rest of the conversation, but I got in a lot of trouble. In my defense, if he didn't want to be called a then he shouldn't have acted like one. But yes, I definitely should not have said that. And I definitely f***ed up. Yeah, the top comment, bold of you to double down after getting called out. And OP said, what you need to understand is that I'm not a clever person. This comment says, bro even gave you an out. This one says, when they call back, you gotta hit them with the, hello, this is John from Domino's. Will this order be for delivery or pickup? Yeah, that's so funny. But to be fair, he started it like he was swearing at you the whole time. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole. If a customer swears at you first, then you should have the right to swear back. They set the level of acceptable behavior. Yeah, no, you definitely can't swear at customers, but it is kind of awesome how he called back and was like, hey, did you call me a And you were like, yeah, because you were being one. Okay, moving on to story number 7. Am I the a-hole for refusing to cook for my wife at this point? I'm male 39. My wife Jennifer is 37. We've been married for 8 years and we have 2 children. I work full time and Jennifer is a stay-at-home mum. She's a wonderful mother to our children, but one thing that she does not like to do is cook. This works out fine for me as I get off work by 4:30 and I happen to be a phenomenal cook. My father was a chef and I've been cooking since I was 10. I also worked as a line cook for several years. Virtually everybody loves my cooking. When we have company, it gets rave reviews. Our children always ask me for seconds. I put a lot into it and I take pride in my cooking skills. The only person who doesn't like it is Jennifer. She complains endlessly. Too salty, too much pepper, this is undercooked. She also backseat cooks a lot, where I'll be in the kitchen making something and she won't shut up about what I should be doing different. Oh god, that's insufferable. The worst part though is that she'll frequently insult my cooking and then go get garbage like a Hot Pocket or a frozen frozen dinner from the freezer. Last weekend, I made Salisbury steaks with mushroom gravy, cream cheese mashed potatoes, and roasted asparagus. When I put Jennifer's plate in front of her, she made a disgusted face. She poked at her steak for a few seconds and took the tiniest bite imaginable. She then made an exaggerating retching sound, dramatically threw her fork onto the plate, and then went to heat up a microwave burrito. I'm sorry, but she sucks. Who does that, even if the food's not good? But by the sounds of it, it's really nice. And also, not even to mention all the effort you're putting in, she's not only ungrateful, but she's nasty and insulting. I just snapped. I didn't say anything at the time because our children were there, but I was completely done. The next day, I made teriyaki bowls with broccoli. Jennifer sat at the table waiting for hers, and I informed her that I was done cooking for her. When she asked me why, I told her it's a waste of food and that she should go and have a hot pocket. Jennifer is furious that I won't cook for her, and she says that instead of giving up, I should try a bit harder. Oh, the audacity. OP should find a different wife. I think she should just subsist on whatever microwavable slop she likes and stop complaining. Did I escalate too much here? Yeah, like this comment says, it's really not even about the food. All these years of cooking by an expert and she never happened to like a single dish? The bottom line is she likes tearing him down. She knows that he's passionate about cooking and takes pride in it and that everybody loves his cooking, so she wants to crap on the one thing that he loves. She's a mean, nasty, negative... OP showed this to her. There is no reason she should be acting like this. Like, it's so unbelievably inconsiderate and insulting and just straight up nasty for no reason to be acting like this. OP is putting in so much effort. OP is good at cooking, but this is how your partner shows their gratitude? By making retching sounds and making disgusted faces at your food and throwing their fork onto their plate? The top comment says, not the a-hole. Did you marry a 5-year-old? She's behaving like a child. If you're not willing to do something, you don't get to complain about the people that do. In my house, whoever's cooking makes what they make, and everybody else shuts the f up and eats it. If you can't eat it for some reason, you thank the person for making the meal, and then you make yourself something quietly and politely. Yeah, you definitely don't make a disgusted face and retching sounds, and then throw your fork. Is it like a jealousy thing because you cook better or something? I don't know what the motivation is behind her being super nasty, but this is not healthy. And she told you to try harder. Are you kidding me? I can't believe that. She said instead of giving up, you should try harder. You should try harder to not be a giant a-hole and actually show some appreciation for your partner. Like, what did we just read? Like, there's no situation where you should do this, where you should pull a disgusted face and make retching sounds and throw your fork and criticize the person the entire time they're cooking. Like, even if the food's terrible, you shouldn't do that. She's trying to make you feel bad, OP. I don't know why, but that's what she's doing. It's completely unnecessary. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. The retching sound and throwing the fork deserves the cutoff without any further discussion, as you're still cooking for the kids and because your kids should know that that kind of rudeness is not acceptable and it comes with reasonable consequences. Yeah, in the comment below that, oh my god, when I read that part, I felt my blood start to boil. It's one thing to not like the food, but it's another to make f***ing childish gestures and whining about it. She deserves that hot pocket. And also not to mention the terrible example that sets for their kids. There's a comment here that says, how can she be an amazing mum, yet be such a crappy wife? I don't understand posts like this one. I get that in some circumstances, but this isn't one of them. She's teaching the kids they don't have to eat what's served. Moreover, that they don't have to be polite either. Yeah, sounds like a great mum. And OP said, it's virtually the only thing she does that bothers me. It's always about food. Also, she can talk crap if she wants to, but my boys know what's good. I know it sounds sad, but they're kind of used to her complaining, and they tune it out now. Yeah, that's not good. I don't mean to go on about it, but it blows my mind that she said, oh, instead of giving up, why don't you just try harder? Like, the audacity! Do you know how many people would kill to have a partner like OP? And you're here treating OP like crap, but you've also got the audacity to say that OP needs to try harder? Like, why? So you can make OP feel even worse? And also, even if Jennifer is a crap cook and maybe jealous or something because OP's a good cook, that doesn't excuse this sort of behavior. If anything, she should be even more grateful. Like, oh, I'm so happy at least one of us knows how to cook well, not putting OP down on purpose. Yeah, that's terrible. And I don't believe that somebody can be this much of an a-hole, but also like a wonderful person in every other way. Yeah, I doubt that somehow. Wow, that one was so frustrating. But moving on to post number 8. Am I the a-hole for declining to fix the errors that I made in a blanket that I crocheted for somebody and taking it back instead? I made a blanket for my sister-in-law, Amanda. I was able to give it to her last weekend. She'd asked for it in certain colors. I didn't have any other projects on my to-do list, so I was happy to make it for her. I had most of the colors already too, so it worked out. When I gave it to her, she was excited and she started to look it over. I figured it was to see how it was put together since she doesn't crochet. After a little bit, she said that she loved the blanket, but she couldn't help but notice some of the little mistakes I'd made along the way. I asked her what she meant, and she pointed out some stuff like I'd accidentally done 1 row of striping instead of 3. I'd switched to the wrong color and I threw off a pattern at some point. She handed it back to me and she told me that she loves my progress with it and couldn't wait to see the finished project. I told her it was finished. She looked down at it and said that it wasn't done until it was perfect. Oh no, so entitled. And that I'd made several mistakes that I could easily go back to correct. I was dumbfounded by this. I hate the way perfectionists try to force their quirk onto others. I made this blanket for her for free out of my own free time because I love her, and I told her that. She said that she knows and she loves me for it, but that she wouldn't be able to use it because she wouldn't be able to focus on anything but the mistakes. Wow, I can't believe this. I said whatever, and I took the blanket back and I said that if she doesn't want it, I'll keep it. She looked surprised and said that she does want it. She just wants my best work and not something half-assed. I told her that if she thinks that me crocheting a whole f***ing blanket and making minimal errors is half-assing it, I'd rather just keep the blanket. Oh, she's so upset with me and told me that I was acting ridiculous and that it wouldn't take me long to fix it. If you know anything about crochet, you know that if I made an error on row 36 of a 1115 row blanket, that's essentially starting over again. Anyway, I come to you all. Am I the a-hole? No. Not in a million years. Why did the story suddenly get so infuriating? This comment says, of course you're not the a-hole. The only error that you've made is to engage so extensively on the topic of this blanket. Your sister-in-law was ungrateful and insulting. Her behavior is so far out there that it's hard to imagine that this is the first time that her lack of grace has come to light. Have you ever noticed her being unkind and ungrateful before? The comment above that one says, I just whispered what the f to myself when I read this. Not the a-hole. Who cares that much about something like a blanket being flawless? This comment says, you're not the a-hole. She's being a rude, ungrateful a-hole. She looked surprised and said that she does want it. She just wants my best work and not something half-assed. Wow. I tell her to take a flying leap. She can pay somebody to make her one and find out real fast what your effort was worth in money, or she could learn how to crochet and find out just how hard it is to make a blanket. But also she called OP ridiculous. What, you think OP's the one being ridiculous? This comment says, wow, I mean, this is actually impressive. She was able to be ungrateful, rude, unreasonable, clueless, callous, and self-centered, all in a single interaction. And she was also able to damage your relationship in a way that suggests that she doesn't even really care about your feelings, and which definitely demonstrates that she doesn't value your talent or your time. And when you reacted, extremely politely might I add, and without drawing further attention to her utterly egregious behavior, I certainly would not have had the self-control not to exploit at her. She turned it around and called your behavior ridiculous. This, my friends, is an absolute masterclass in a-holery. We're in the presence of greatness. Yeah, you're right, it actually is sort of impressive. Like, wow, you couldn't be more rude if you tried. Like, she really could not be more rude if she tried. She even had the audacity to call OP ridiculous. What? And the same as the last story that we read. There's absolutely no way that if they act like this, that in every other area there's some really nice, kind person. Of course they're not. I can't believe what we've read today. Okay, moving on to post number 9. Am I the a-hole because I won't delay having a hysterectomy after the birth of my baby so I can be a surrogate for my sister? I, 28 female, am having my third and final child with my husband, and I have a scheduled C-section and hysterectomy planned. My period started when I was young, 9, and I've suffered with them ever since. They're extremely painful, heavy, and very long. I wasn't even sure if I could get pregnant with my issues, but I knew that I wanted children, so I delayed even when the option was originally presented to me. It was worth it, but these years have been torture on my body. My sister, 31 female, is struggling with infertility. She's had some fertility treatments, but nothing has worked for her yet. It was suggested to her on more than one occasion that she could consider a surrogate. She was really against it for so long. In another situation, one where I didn't have all the problems I have, I would have offered for her because we're so close, but I need to be done. I don't know if I'll honestly survive like I have been if I wait another couple of years or so my sister can have kids. In December, my sister came right out and asked me not to have the hysterectomy yet and to be her surrogate so that she can be a mother too. I told her I was so sorry, and if my body wasn't giving me the hell it is, I would do it for her, but I couldn't delay any longer. She got upset, but she told me that it was fine and she understood. She'd get over it. I could could tell that it bothered her, but I didn't want to fight about it. Then Christmas came and my brother-in-law got involved. Our whole family was together Christmas Day, and when everybody was busy, he asked to speak to me and then he berated me for my selfishness, and he said if I loved my sister as much as I said, I'd delay it like I did for my own selfish reasons. Wow, the audacity. My husband and my mum heard him and they stepped in to defend me, and my husband told my brother-in-law to back off and nobody should ever be put under pressure to carry a pregnancy. Mum said emotions might be high around it, but none of it's my fault and he should not attack me like that. Brother-in-law told them I broke my sister's heart and he was pissed at me for it. My mum told him again that it wasn't my fault. The rest of Christmas Day was strained, and afterwards my sister told me that she was sorry about her husband, but they were just so upset and they felt robbed of having a baby biologically related to the two of them. I told her I was so sorry and I was here if she needed me. Brother-in-law reached out and said that my sister might be sorry, but he still thinks I'm incredibly selfish. Am I the a-hole? Oh my god, brother-in-law, take a hike. What a colossal a-hole. Who does this guy think he is? This comment says, not the a-hole. F your brother-in-law. He wants you to risk your life and prolong medical complications for you to have a high-risk pregnancy because your sister and he don't want to adopt. Most women have a hard time getting a hysterectomy because doctors tell them they need to wait for various misogynistic reasons. The fact that you've had it suggested previously means that you must really need the procedure to protect your health and your life. They can find another surrogate. The top comment says, not the a-hole. She's not entitled to your womb. It's terrible for her and her husband to pressure you. Yeah, the brother-in-law is awful. And also, after what the brother-in-law said, he didn't come back and apologize after. He doubled down and said that OP's sister might be sorry, but he's not, and he still thinks I'm being incredibly selfish. Like, where do you get off, man? Okay, now we're moving on to post number 10. Am I the a-hole for trying to get my neighbors to not block my front door? I, 32 female, live in New York City. I recently moved into a small building, 3 stories, 6 apartments in total. My apartment is a ground floor unit. From move-in, a neighbor 40 female and 40 male have been storing their large stroller in front of my front door, which poses problems every time I have to come and go from my apartment. It's also against fire code and explicitly forbidden in the building's lease. The stroller's there every day, unless their kid, 3 male, decides that he doesn't want to walk. One day when I heard them leaving it there, I introduced myself and I politely said them leaving their stroller there was causing me issues and it is against the city's fire code, and I asked them to no longer keep their stroller in front of my front door. The 40 female neighbor gave me excuses that they live on the 3rd floor, but the 40 male neighbor straight up raised his voice at me while I was holding my infant daughter. The woman said as a compromise she'd fold the stroller when leaving it in front of my door. As time went on, the stroller has never been folded up and continued to block my door. As it's against the fire code and explicitly forbidden in the lease, I decided to reach out to property management for help. I just want to be able to safely come and go from my apartment. The day the property management enforced this on these neighbors, the 40 female neighbor rang my doorbell and proceeded to refuse to speak to me and called her mother. Her mother berated me on speakerphone and said that I should have spoken to them first, ignoring me when I said I did. She then kind of threatened me saying I complained about the wrong people. I was stunned. I couldn't believe this was happening. All I could muster was insisting that it's against the fire code and no one gets to break the fire code. I'm baffled by this behavior. I found it a bizarre confrontation and I didn't know adults could act this way. I've never had issues with neighbors before. I've got a child younger than theirs and I do empathize with their situation, but their kid's massive and able to walk. They could just have an umbrella stroller like I do. I just wanted access to my front door. Am I the a-hole? No, OP. The top comment says, not the a-hole. Why didn't you just shut the door on these a-holes? Just report them again for harassment to property management. Start videoing any interaction with them. And OP said 100%. I was kicking myself for not recording it. It wasn't a long interaction, but it went on for too long. I kept on hoping that I could make it rational. I'd recommend to anybody recording interactions if you think it might get pear-shaped. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. The getting the mum on the phone tells you all you need to know about the maturity of a 40-year-old person. Yeah, you're 40 and you're calling your mum to back you up? Yeah, that's such a good point. So unbelievably immature. Yeah, 40 years old. Let me call my mum so my mum can get angry at you. Hold on a second while I call them on my phone. This comment says, you're much nicer than I would have been. When they didn't comply with the polite request, I would have chucked their stroller outside. The comment above that says, not the a-hole. Your neighbors are really entitled. No normal person would want to leave their property outside a stranger's door for days on end. Consider reporting them again to building management for the confrontation. This kind of behavior was completely uncalled for. Yeah, and that's enough for today. I hope you guys had a great time today. We need to read something wholesome. After years of renting apartments without enough space for a dog, I finally saved enough to mortgage a house with a yard, and I adopted this sweet girl. Oh, that's so beautiful. Congratulations. Pets make everything better. That is so unbelievably cute. And yeah, that would be such a good feeling too. Congratulations, OP. And thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a a great time today. If you did, make sure you like the video and also subscribe if you want to. And also let me know down below in the comments what sort of Reddit stories you'd like me to read. I have had a bit of a thought about reading like some scary stories or like something a little bit different like that. So yeah, let me know down below. And the comment of the day today goes to Errant Wins. It's funny how people calling all of these OPs selfish are almost always the selfish ones. Yeah, and we read that today, didn't we? Like, oh, you're being ridiculous. No, you are. Oh, you're being selfish. No, you are. Yeah, like the one with the brother-in-law that wanted OP to be a surrogate, calling OP selfish. Like, hey, OP's not the selfish one. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? It happens almost every time. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for the support, everybody. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!